For today's Mental Peace Performance Spotlight, I want to take a moment to recognize Laila Edwards. She's a young black woman competing at the highest levels of hockey, representing her country on the international stage. And if you understand the history of the sport, you know how powerful that is. Hockey hasn't always been a space where many people who look like her had visibility, access, or opportunity at this level. But here she is, skilled, poised, and earning her place to performance. What stands out isn't just the excellence, it's the presence, the composure, the confidence to show up in a space where representation hasn't always been the norm and still perform with excellence. Athletes like Laila expand what's possible. She's not just playing the game, she's changing the picture of who belongs in it. And that matters because somewhere there's a young athlete watching, now sees a reflection of themselves on the ice, wearing USA across their chest, realizing that their dreams are valid too. So today, we give recognition. We celebrate excellence, and we salute the work, the sacrifice, and the example she's setting. This is the Mental Health Playbook, where we turn pressure into preparation and setbacks into strategy. What's going on, y'all? I'm Coach Trav, and I want to welcome y'all to Season 2, Episode 17 of the Mental Health Playbook. It's been a pleasure rocking with y'all, man, sharing my knowledge and just sharing my thoughts on the things that are very, very important to me. We've recently covered episodes talking about the NIL and the importance of having a strong platform and creating a platform for yourself. But here's the thing. When you create a platform, you now have a place to speak. And with all of the social issues that are going on, you may be asked, your opinion on certain things. So today I want to make sure we address how to handle a situation like that. So when we're living in a time where everything is louder, the headlines are moving fast, and opinions are moving faster. Social media doesn't wait, and every day there's another situation that demands attention and reaction. Take what's going on in Minnesota, where protests have erupted following the fatal shooting of civilians by federal immigration agents. People across the country have taken to the streets. Families have marched in freezing temperatures, and communities are demanding accountability and change. It's a moment filled with emotion, different perspectives, and intense public scrutiny. And here's what's different about the generation of today. You're not just competing anymore. You have followers, you have a platform, you have influence, which means at some point, someone's going to ask you, what do you think about this? Or why haven't you spoken up? Or where do you stand? And that can feel very heavy if you're a young athlete because you might still be learning. You might still be processing. You might be emotional or might just be, young and trying to understand your world yourself. But the spotlight doesn't always care about your readiness. And that's where mental health comes in because having a platform isn't just about opportunity. It's about responsibility. And responsibility without emotional awareness can turn to pressure, anxiety, and fear of saying the wrong thing. So today's conversation is about leadership in the spotlight. Not about choosing sides, not about reacting fast, but about learning how to pause, understand your own emotions, educate yourself, and communicate with clarity and maturity when the moment calls for it. Because your voice matters, but your peace matters too. And true leadership is knowing how to handle both. Subscribe to the Mental Health Playbook on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.